Have you ever gone to like a silent retreat?
Yeah.
Or
I've been to lots of silent retreats.
Have you?
No fucking way.
Well, I don't know.
It's such a... First of all, I don't even believe in yoga. Let me just say that.
So you're not ever going to go to a yoga retreat?
No, those things are dumb. And there's always like two celebrities walking around that everybody talks about. Can you believe so-and-so was there the whole time? He's so wonderful. Well, shut the fuck up. Tosh Show. Tosh Show. Tosh Show for show. Welcome to another episode of Tosh Show. Man, I'm just churning these things out lately. Eddie, how are you today?
Doing great.
Good. I'm excited. Ask me why I'm excited, Eddie.
Why are you excited, Daniel?
Because my family is gone. My wife's family. My in-laws were in town visiting, and that's always nice when they leave. Let me give you a great hack if you're in a position where you can afford this. I always pay for my in-laws' travel. I book it. That way there's no, because you tell people like, you're going to come out for 4 days. And it's like, yeah, well, we decided it was cheaper. We saved $80 if we stay for a month. It's like, no. I book their travel and I book them on a direct flight, Tampa to LA. And then I put them on the direct flight home. I always put them on a nicer seat on the way out. You want their energy and their mood to be good when they get here, because Lord knows I got 6 days to go on. I'd say the time zone. I have a few complaints. Hey, I'll tell you another thing that was insane that happened. My father-in-law. I walk out to the living room and he's just sitting there, and I'm like, hey, you're sitting on a throw pillow. It's just a couch with a couple throw pillows in the corners, and he had one down flat and was sitting not like kind of half, like just flat out sitting on a that's insane, right?
Like a booster cushion.
Well, that's funny you say that. That's funny you say a booster, because he is a short man. So maybe he was doing it to give himself a little lift. All I know is that's what I nap on, and now I've got pink eye. No, I don't, but I do nap on it. Like, you don't fucking sit on someone's throw pillows. That's crazy, right?
It's basement behavior.
No, another thing about, now I'm just going to go into a list of things they do that bother me. Her family, every last one of them. I always like secretly give her eye contact to point it out, because she does it too. They don't push in chairs. Ever. They get up from a chair. They've moved a chair. They never put it back where it was. Here's the thing. I have OCD. I'm very organized. I like things clean. I like things in their place. I also don't like saying thank you, so I'd rather people not do things for me just so I don't have to say thank you. I know that's on me. That's insane. I've got a lot of issues. But they all, hey, can we do the dishes? Can we help clean up? No, I don't want to spend the next 2 weeks trying to find wherever the fuck you put my stuff. They're always like, we just want to be easy. No, you don't. You don't want to be easy. Just tell me what you want to eat, and I'll make it appear. And don't say, we just want to hang. We'll just hang out. You're not going to just hang out. Let's do something. Let's go somewhere. The amount of times I just walk in and see 4 of them just staring at their phones on my couch, it's infuriating. I don't even know who they're texting. They're all the people that they know are in the room. Do we have any videos this week?
Yeah, we do have a video.
Oh, all right, play that.
Here we go, buddy!
This video is brought to you by Chipotle. I can't imagine Chipotle would sponsor us, but for real, if you want to, play that video again.
Here we go, buddy!
Sand or not, this is very common on the Venice Boardwalk. I remember the first time I saw someone shitting on the street in LA. I was like, when I moved out here, I was like, this place is great. Today's guest is a mental health expert. Mental health is so in right now. It's definitely what the cool kids are talking about, and something our parents never did, like global warming and eating ass Isn't that funny how we just talk openly about eating ass and all of a sudden? That's such a difference. Comedians, for the most part, aren't exactly known for their mental health, which I'm okay with. I don't meditate either. I don't want to be alone with my thoughts. I get furious if I go to the bathroom and I forgot my phone. Why do I want to talk to a wellness guru when I like being grumpy? Because she has the greatest voice. Enjoy. Tosh Show. All right, if you're a person with crippling anxiety, then you will recognize the soothing voice of today's guest. She's my favorite mental wellness coach, even though I've never used one. Please welcome Rosie. I didn't wear shoes for you today because I felt like that was like.
Oh, good.
That was like
oh, you
in
thought
your
I was
world.
going to come. You know, I love when I
assume you were going
and
to come in here.
just be like totally zen and like soft-spoken.
I think in general, you're going to have to just speak to me like I'm an idiot the whole time. If I were just like to meet you and say, what do you do for a living? How would you describe it?
I'm an author, so I'm a writer. I teach mindfulness and meditation, and I teach yoga, and I'm a wellness coach. Basically, my world is encompassed by this intention that I have to empower people to become well.
Do you ever blow up in a rage and like yell and?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Do you-
I don't know if you're like
I'm
just
Hispanic,
always
remember?
peaceful. Well, I know, but I didn't know if
No.
I didn't know if your wellness trumped your roots.
Oh, no, it doesn't. The East LA is still in there. Just because I'm polysyllabic doesn't mean that I don't get hood.
I don't even use the term hood. How much does Headspace pay you?
Oh.
I mean, did you
I
start
do
out
well.
rocking there or no?
No. I just started with them. I've only been at Headspace for about a year, but I was doing my own stuff prior to that.
And then they came calling to you?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a different voice that you use for when you're
I don't.
like on the app?
No, you know what's interesting is that I don't, and I think that that's why a lot of my students like to do my practices because I don't change into, okay, now we're going to, although that some people might like that.
I do. I like that. I'd like you to come over to read to my kids at night.
Oh, that would be nice.
Put 'em to
I'd love to
sleep.
do that.
Oh.
I've done that before for my students because there's
Do you just call people your students, anyone that listens to you?
well, there's specific students that have been practicing with me for many years, but I would just say my friends. I think everybody's my friend.
Your students.
My
How much do they, and they just pay you?
Yeah.
For many years, they can't, there's no end?
There's no end to it. I mean, there is an end. Oh, there is a point where I graduate them and they move on or forward with all the tools because, I mean, truly you hire a coach for a short amount of time, right? Because if your coach is doing their job, then they will empower you to learn what you need to learn and then you can move on. If somebody hires, or if you hire somebody and they're like, oh, we're going to be working together for the next decade.
I mean, a decade's not that long. If I knew you could fix me in a decade, I'd give it a shot. But I don't think you could. So I'm not going to start the exercise.
There's actually this book that one of my mentors wrote. His name's Stephen Kotler. I don't know, you may or may not have heard of him.
No, I've never heard of him.
He has a book called Nar Country that he just wrote, and it's all about the longevity of aging and how you can, in fact, teach an old dog new tricks. So, and that's like scientific.
You wrote a whole
studies.
book just to say
whole
that?
book just to say that.
Jeez, what a page turner. Do you ever meditate to recordings of your own voice?
No.
No?
I don't like to listen to the sound of my voice.
This is the first question I asked every guest.
Okay.
Do you believe in ghosts?
100%. I don't know. It's like I have two sides of my brain that one side can believe something or see something that's kind of unexplainable. And then the other side that's like, there's no possible way that is
Could you give me
possible.
one example of something that you've seen that's unexplainable?
Okay. I'll tell you a quick story.
Okay.
So when my boyfriend and I first started dating, there was a lot of weird things happening around the house, like just very strange lights turning off, that kind of thing, which, okay, you can explain
No,
away.
it's fine.
But there was this one incident that happened. We were sitting across from each other. We were in the tub. We were taking a bath. I know. It's fine. We had our clothes on.
Pornographic.
We were sitting across from each other and he was drinking a glass of wine. And as we were talking, I see this like misty shadow hand kind of reach across his face. And I saw the fingertips of this like misty dark hand grab the top of the wine glass like that. And then you just hear crack, crack, crack. And then he grabs the wine glass and he picks it up and reaches for the top of the rim of the glass and just pulls it off. Like it was laser cut off of the wine glass. I have pictures of this I can show you. Because I've told everybody this story to try and debunk it.
Right.
Like, how did that happen?
I hear, I mean, if you want me to, it didn't happen. You're nuts.
I imagined the whole thing. Okay.
I mean, you buy shitty wine glasses could be another explanation.
That's true. Maybe.
Are you like an amazing, happy person outside of your work?
This is a great question, by the way, because I always think it's funny when people just assume that because somebody's job is to teach people how to be more present, that they're like the most present people, have no problems, are so not reactive. And for me, it's the complete opposite. Like,
you're a mess?
Oh, yeah. I do what I do because of how big of a mess I am.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to hear that at all. Do you meditate every day for yourself?
Every day. Of course. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I assumed, but I didn't.
Yeah, I do. And
how long?
Typically like 45 minutes to an hour.
Oh my goodness, that's insanity.
Is that too long or too short?
No, it's
for somebody
it's
that
too
teaches.
long.
Really?
It's so crazy.
Tell me what the resistance is, because we were just talking about this.
I mean,
do you know that meditation is good for you?
I'm going to say yes. I know that.
Okay.
I'm going to say that everything that you probably think I should do, I know I should do, and I completely refuse it.
Okay.
Right? Well, my son is in preschool, and they have Reiki once a week. They have meditation every day, and I just laugh. And they send me videos of my son holding crystals and like just peacefully sitting there and like having good thoughts. And it's just the sweetest thing I've ever, can bring me to tears every time I watch it. It's just the cutest. And I just think about like the childhood I had, you know, which was my dad like saying, hey, go grab the ping pong paddle. I'm going to spank you right now. Like, just very different.
Yeah, very different. My sense is, as you're talking about your son holding the crystals and like in the state that you think it's silly.
It's silly.
But you also think it's sweet. But also for you, you can't imagine yourself doing that.
No, I would never do that.
Have you ever tried it?
Yeah.
And tell me what happened.
I think it was just like I started daydreaming or I fell asleep.
But what happens? Why the resistance to meditation? I'm just curious.
I would just rather watch something on TV.
Like, what happens in your mind when you're sitting there?
I don't. First of all, I don't. It's not
Can
like
you
I tried
be still?
it. Yes.
Okay. For how long?
As long until I'm yelled at to do something.
How long is that typically?
I don't know. I mean, it depends. Sometimes I hide. I go places just so that nobody in the family knows where I'm at.
What happens when you're What are you doing when you're hiding?
I'm trying to sleep.
So you're just, but that could be a meditation.
Right. As long as sleeping is considered meditation, I love it.
I think that naps are considered.
What do you think of crystals?
Meditation.
Just the dumbest thing in the world?
I'm kind of on the fence because I almost feel like it's like the placebo effect, you know? I mean, some people really believe that they can harness energy from you,
but
you
some
know?
people are dumb.
I mean,
there's 2 crystal shops near my house.
Oh my,
2. I have somebody that represents me. I'm not going to say who, all right? But they've worked closely with me in my career for over 27 years. They're a witch, first of all.
Okay.
When I go on tour, they'll like ram a chicken foot in my pocket or something like that. They always like give me money trees as gifts and things like that.
Oh, that's fun.
Just every bit of it nonsense.
But you don't buy any of it.
No, but I don't ever want to, dissuade this person from...
Okay, so you're doing it for them. You're not doing it for yourself.
No.
But what if it's been working?
Right. No, then great. Then I reap the benefits of it.
Right?
So be it.
That's the way I see it. That's the way I see a lot of this, like Reiki healing or crystals. It's what you believe, I was raised Catholic, right? So for me, there are certain things that like I wouldn't mess with, like I'm not going to go play a Ouija board or something.
Because you don't want to go to hell?
Well, no, because I don't want a demon attached to me.
I like it all. I'm fascinated by it all.
Okay.
But this is what I like. I like spa music.
Okay.
I like essential oils.
Okay.
I like to smell that stuff. And I like massages. That's
that's a really great, but that's a good meditation practice for you. That's really good, because why do you like to get a massage?
Because I'm going to tell you why I like to get massages. It's the only time I can have a woman that's not my wife touch me. So that's exciting. I only like to have females massage me.
Oh.
Now, I've never once in my life been aroused from a massage.
Oh, I've always wondered that about men.
People always say that guys are like, oh, they touch close and blah, blah, and you get excited. And it's never happened in my life. I've never been sexually turned on from a massage. Yet, I don't want a man to rub me.
Interesting.
What about this world overlaps with, speaking of sex, it does kind of people.
Yeah.
I don't,
sex is fun.
Do you do that stuff too? Or
sex?
believe in that tantric, all that stuff?
Oh.
Where they like don't touch you?
Yeah,
have
the
you ever
tantric? Yeah, this
you
is
have
cool.
messed with that?
I have.
It doesn't work, right?
I mean, it's nice. It is nice. Have you never? You
No,
should
of course
try it
not.
with your wife.
I'm not going to.
The thing is, it's like we're so conditioned in our society to just like.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And that's it, And I think it takes a lot more especially for women to feel aroused than it does for men.
That's what vibrators are for. Continue.
But that's so not like, do you want to rely on a battery-operated device every time?
Ours is solar, but...
Oh, so it lasts a really long time.
Well, as long as she's out in the backyard. Where are you from?
I grew up in East LA. Yeah, I grew up in East LA.
It's a beautiful part of town.
I mean... Yeah, now it is, right?
No,
it's crazy.
I don't know.
It's crazy to drive.
Ever know anything about East LA.
Really? Why?
Well, I like.
It's amazing.
Again, I can't imagine it is. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like when you're a kid and you hear this songs about Compton and stuff like that. You're like, well, I'm never gonna go there. When you're like this like white kid from the suburbs in Florida.
Yeah, probably not a great place to go.
You don't live in East LA anymore?
I don't.
No.
I'm in the Valley now.
Oh, look at that.
I know.
Is that what you always dreamed of?
Actually, it's the place that I said I would never, ever move to. If you're from LA, the Valley's like the epitome of...
Selling out?
Yeah, it's selling out suburbia. It's,
But it's not.
It's safe. It's just nobody wants to go there.
You don't want safe?
No. I want to live in fear.
Did you live in fear as a kid?
I did, yeah. I did. Well, I grew up in the early 90s, during... what is called the decade of death. I lived in a apartment complex that sat right in the middle of two rivaling gangs. So we were always kind of caught in the middle of drive-by shootings and gang violence and fights. But the interesting thing about that is growing up in that kind of environment, you're growing up around other kids that are also experiencing the same type of, I guess, PTSD, you would call it.
Did you really try to steal a cop car when you were 15 years old?
I did attempt it. Yeah, I attempted.
How far did you get?
I didn't go anywhere.
Did you get in the car?
Yes.
Did you close the door?
Yes.
Turn the key?
It was already on.
Okay. Did you call in?
No, I just put it in reverse, and then the cops pulled up behind, and I just put it back in park, and I got out. So I didn't drive away with it.
Did you get arrested?
Of course I got arrested.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I went to jail.
You went to jail?
Yeah.
For that? You could have just
Well, I didn't go to jail. I didn't go I wasn't there for a long time. I got arrested and I got booked.
Right.
Yeah.
You didn't try to get cute your way out of it?
Oh, yeah.
And it didn't work?
They were not having any of it. And then when I got booked, the booking guy that was there, he's like entering my information, and he just looked at me and he was like, welcome to life in the system. And I was like,
oh, Jesus.
I will cut you.
Yeah, okay. And Jesus, back to you now. Both of you doing your part. Do you have childhood friends that you're still close with?
Yeah, I do. A couple.
Because you have to?
Well, yeah, I'm scared. They're going to come after me. And then some family members that you just can't get rid of.
Yeah, I think that's more of a cultural thing.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm happy to get rid of family members.
Are you? That's a good boundary to have.
Oh, as soon as I see the way they vote on a few issues, I'm like, you're out.
How do you do? Really? You do? Did you grow up being close with your family though?
No, I don't know. They were great. I had an easy childhood. I had fun. I enjoyed most stages of my life. I've never looked back on my life and be like, that was the best time of my life.
Oh, okay.
I've always been like, no.
Like you're good with it. You can move on.
See, I feel like I'm living in the now at all times.
That's good. You're being present. Maybe that's why you don't need to meditate, or you feel like you don't need to meditate.
I don't.
Have you ever gone to like a silent retreat?
Yeah. I've been to lots of silent retreats.
Have you?
No fucking way.
Well, I don't know.
It's such a... First of all, I don't even believe in yoga. Let me just say that. It's all not... It's like, go home and stretch.
But doesn't it feel nicer?
Oh, it's hot yoga. Oh, good. Okay, we're gonna all sweat. I'm gonna smell you. And then there's like 2 guys in the class because they want people to look at the silhouette of their dong. I don't like them either. I don't know why they're there.
So you're not ever gonna go to a yoga retreat?
No. Those things are dumb. And there's always like 2 celebrities walking around that everybody talks about. Can you believe so and so was there the whole time? He's so wonderful. Well, shut the fuck up. We didn't talk for 6 days. Oh. Lovely. She just send that money to Ukraine, you assholes. Oh my God. Sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Well, so I've never been to a retreat. It was the...
You should go to one.
No.
What happens in your brain when you're sitting there and not thinking? Can you get your mind to just be quiet?
Sure. Yeah. I'm not. Oh, like sometimes I'll wake up and my wife's like, oh, I couldn't get to sleep. I just kept thinking 1,000 things.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Stop. And then I just roll back over and fall asleep for another 6 hours.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
kind of jealous.
See, I think that's what someone should say to me.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you know what?
Jealous.
You're in the right space.
Yeah, that's good.
You don't need to do any of this stuff. You don't need to practice.
Well, I'm not saying you.
No, I know you're not saying that. But that's what I want someone to say.
Oh, you want somebody to say that. I'm not going to say that to you, but I will say that I'm jealous that you can do that because that's ultimately the goal.
If that's the goal. One time I despise acting as a profession. It's nothing I've ever been interested in. One time, you move out here as a comedian.
Okay.
You're chasing your dreams, living in California, and it's so exciting. They want you to audition, and it's humiliating to audition. It is what it is.
I've had to do that too.
Of course. One time, I was like, oh, I really would, this would be a good part. And my manager was like, well, I hired an acting coach for you. And I'm like, oh, that sounds horrible. And then I did it with this acting coach. And the acting coach told me after we did our read through, he's like, that's perfect. And I was like, well, then I'll never, ever hire you again. And also I didn't get the part and I've never been a good actor. But that's all I needed was one person to tell me, oh no, you did it good. That was good. And then I was like, well, then this is stupid.
And that was it. And that's all the reassurance you needed.
To know that this is silly.
You don't like acting at all.
No. But in fairness, I really don't like comedy either.
Oh.
Well, it's because it's embarrassing to me to think like, oh, I'm going to go on stage and tell jokes to people and make them laugh. If I think of it as an actual profession, it's like absurd and silly.
Yeah, but it's also hilarious.
Uh-huh. Again, I've gotten to an age now where it's like I'm older and I can go, okay, what I do for a living is not that important.
That's not true. We need to laugh.
Of course, but you're going to get it somewhere else if you don't get it from me. So it's like, one less comedian is not going to affect anything.
I feel like
This sounds like a suicide note.
No, I feel like you would be like a really great spiritual guru. That should be your next job.
I wouldn't want it to con people into hanging out with me.
How is that conning?
I don't know. Just because I assume you need followers.
You already have followers.
Yeah, I don't want them. I tell my fans all the time, I wish they would just leave.
Why?
Then I wouldn't have to go on stage. My night would have been better had they not shown up.
Have you ever done a show where nobody showed up?
I mean, recently?
No. No, like back in the day.
Yeah, of course. Where there's like, oh, there's 3 people, and you're
like,
but you're still itching to get up there. I'm going to make these.
Yeah, like tell me what that was like for you to get up there for 3 people and you just did your thing?
No, I didn't.
Did it mess up your confidence at all?
Yes, of course. I was like, this is dumb. I'd rather not do this than try to, pay my dues this way.
I think it's interesting.
I struggled for like 6 weeks before things really started cooking.
6 weeks?
I'm teasing.
Oh my God.
That was a joke. Oh, jeez, Louise.
I'm like, I'm leaving.
Where are you on therapy? You think we all should do therapy or no?
I think you should probably do therapy.
Oh. I can't.
Tell me why.
Because this is why I hate everybody that lives in my neighborhood. Okay? Let's say that they're like people that were born and raised there out in Malibu. I'm like out in West Malibu, farm, bigger, people. We have chickens, whatever.
Bigger lots.
Yes. So the people that were raised out there, it wasn't like high society back then. And so they're kind of this Malabamians. And they feel entitled. And so I hate them because they're like, oh, these new people here, like locals only.
Yeah.
I hate anybody that ever says local. My son had a shirt once that said locals only. And I told him, I go, don't wear that. He goes, Mom picked it. I go, I don't like it. I go, I want you to wear a shirt that says non-locals welcomed.
Yeah, that's nice.
Huh?
Yeah,
That's
I'm into
nice.
that.
I'm going to make that shirt. I'm going to make that non-locals welcome. I'd like to, somebody brand that for me. Anyway, then I hate everybody that is there now, like, because it's expensive now. So they've moved there because they've succeeded financially in life. And when you succeed financially in life, you think every decision that you've made is the right one.
Yeah.
You're constantly being told that you're, Bob. So you can't be told otherwise.
Right.
So that's why I hate all of them.
Okay.
I only bond with my gardener. It's like the only people I can ever talk to.
So you don't have any neighbors that you can get along with?
Yes, some, but they're just so many assholes.
Okay, wait, but what does that have to? No, what does this have to do with therapy?
So it's great. I'm glad you got me back to the point. My thinking, and I'm sure it's wrong, I accept that, is that the reason that I've gotten to where I am, this kid from a shitty town in Florida. So I came from that, and now I've got all this, and I, in my head, think, well, all of those little demons is what allowed me to get here, so I better keep them.
Oh, you think it's going to take your edge away? It's kind of like when bands, they get sober and then they lose their artistic
Bands
edge.
should never get sober.
Do you know what I'm saying? I'm with you because I'm like, what happens, you guys? The music has gone downward. But is that what you think?
I don't know if I think it, but it's like it served me well. So
is there a world where perhaps it will enhance?
Yeah, but why risk it? Like, how much better do I want my life to be? My life's great. I got a good family.
Yeah.
Bills are paid. Things are good. Let's not rock the boat yet.
How does going to therapy damage that?
Because I don't have.
I'm not saying you have to go to therapy.
You already told me I need therapy, so don't fucking backtrack.
I'm just saying, like, I think everybody would benefit from talking. I know,
but you know what?
I mean, you're talking about things now, so
I'd rather a therapist spend her time on a kid from East LA that didn't have so many things go right for them in their life than waste their time listening to me fucking whine. Is probably where my head's at.
Yeah, but everybody's problems are important. But this is the thing too.
That's not true.
No, it is.
They're not
yes,
everybody's.
it is.
Not everybody's problems.
Matter.
I
think that this is going back to what you said earlier about the all locals or all non-local people welcome, right? So it's like, how do we then create this community or an environment where everybody's welcome, but then you're already taking yourself out of the communal aspect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I'm not speaking for myself.
You're speaking for everybody else but you. Okay.
I have an app, or not an app. I have a file on my a tab on my phone, always open. I can pull it up right now. It's a retirement calculator, and you just put in how much money you have, and it'll show you how much you can spend a month. And like if you live to be 100 years old.
Oh.
So I'm always just staring at that.
It's not very healthy.
I don't want to be in jail, and I don't want to be poor.
I think when what you're saying your two biggest fears is like going to jail or being poor, like I would say that mine are probably similar to that.
It's not my biggest fear. You know what my biggest fear is? When anybody ever says my biggest fear is, then they say something. There's only one acceptable answer.
What is
monsters. Like, if it's not monsters, then I don't really care.
But you don't believe in ghosts, but you believe in monsters.
I don't believe in monsters either, but that would be a real fear. If all of a sudden a fucking monster came through this wall.
Oh my God, what about the UFOs that they've just confirmed?
No, those aren't real.
Right? Yeah. Are they or are they not?
They're not. Like, by the time they figure this stuff out, we're going to be gone.
I know. That's how I feel. So I'm fine with it. It doesn't affect my life. I'm just going to continue to water my plants.
Quit watering your plants, okay? Get succulents so they don't take all our water.
Dude, I kill succulents.
Oh.
I can't keep them alive. I'm a plant killer.
You know, my wife had a succulent for 6 years that she watered and then found out that it was fake. That's who I married. She watered it for 6 years and then she found out that it was a fake plastic succulent.
How?
And I have to tell her that I love her and I have to tell her that I trust her with my children.
Oh, boy.
How long have you been in your current relationship?
20 years.
You've been dating this a fella?
Mm-hmm.
20 years you've been dating him.
Yeah.
You know what you guys should do?
What?
When you're like 80, you should get married.
We actually were going to get married last year, but we ended up moving to the Valley instead.
Coin flip, huh?
Yeah, I was kind of bummed about that, but I'm like, spend money on a wedding or buy a house.
I mean, you can get married without spending money.
I'm Mexican.
Oh.
Yeah.
My notes did not say that.
Should I go?
This is uncomfortable. I will not ask you this question. I've always wanted America and Mexico to merge.
I mean, we are on Mexican land technically, but
I just want it all. And Canada, why not? We'll throw them in. Let's just all be one power country.
I mean,
it'd be fun.
I think it would be awesome.
For some reason, I don't know. Just want to own it. That might be my favorite thing I've said today. That's so stupid. All right. You were at Nike. I can't believe that. And you won't talk about Kevin Love. He's very sensitive.
He has sad eyes.
Does he?
Yeah.
I love him.
He has sad eyes.
I love him because he came to the Heat last year. So he was great. I'm from Florida. I'm from Miami. So I'm not from Miami, but I lived there for a week. So
Do you speak Spanish?
Un poquito. No. I lived in Miami forever. All my friends are Cuban and Puerto Rican.
And you don't speak Espanol?
None.
Really?
None. Like all my closest friends are Latino, and I just refuse. I just tell them, "You're on my country. You're my country."
Yeah.
I scream, "You're in my country. You learn my language."
Why does it turn the accent to now country?
Hateful redneck.
What?
That's how it's supposed to sound. When am I gonna be told I can't do a redneck accent? Yeah.
Probably soon after this.
Good.
What's your feeling on cancellation?
I think it's great. Cancel people. I think people deserve it. And obviously it's not a real thing where like your livelihood is gone.
Yeah.
But I, as someone who's done things and said horrible things constantly, I've had backlash, and I deserve it. There has to be consequences, and I also don't think that there's a problem with evolving and like, oh, I used to be able to say this and now I can't. Well, fine, good. I'm okay with that.
I like the opportunity for people to evolve and to change, but it seems like people are more interested in the like lashing out and sort of ridiculing as opposed to giving people the opportunity to change and atone, so to speak.
I mean, I don't know that I've ever changed because of anything, but I'm also just thankful that like no ex-girlfriend wrote a big article and it got published about me. I'm happy. That's great. That means I've had pretty good, solid relationship. It's also sad though, because I think like, oh, no girl ever thought
to do that.
Right.
You feel a little left out.
Kind of.
What is your sign? When's your birthday?
Gemini.
Oh, that explains everything.
No,
I
it
think.
doesn't. It explains nothing. There's more stupid stuff. Here we go.
No, it's definitely.
You were born May 29th. That, on the Cancer side of Gemini. That means.
Oh, you're a Cancer side of Gemini. That explains so much. So you have that nurturing side about you. Geminis are two-faced, though. But the Cancer cusp is good. I'm a Cancer, and I'm a very loving and nurturing person.
Do you have any pets?
Of course.
What do you have?
I have 3 pit bulls. They're all rescues.
Oh,
I'm a do-gooder. I know.
So great of you to do that.
I know.
You know what bothers me about pit bulls?
What?
As someone who donates tons and tons of money to Best Friends, great organization. I don't know how many pit bulls I've saved. I get upset when I'm walking my dogs.
Oh, yeah.
If I just avoid. And then I get somebody going, oh, don't worry, my dog's super friendly. I go, yeah, until it's not.
Yeah.
You know how many deaths in this country have been caused by Havanese? None. Ever.
Like, isn't it? Like
Yes. It's never caused a death. Nobody's ever died because of a Havanese.
Oh my God.
fucking leave me alone and my little dog. All right, so you got 3 dogs. That's good.
Yeah, no kids. How many kids do you have? You have 2.
16.
You do not.
Well, I count
Not
the
the dog,
aborted ones. So 2. And then 14 abortions.
Oh my God. Are you serious?
Oh, yeah.
What if I was like,
I named them.
all of your
All
abortions?
of my abortions.
Same with the same person?
No, that would be insane if one woman had 14 abortions.
How did you
That
like
is
do this?
So many abortions.
How do you have the conversation like with the girl or I don't know if you were girlfriends or one night stands or whatever you decided to do?
How did I have what conversation?
Like, we're going to not have this child.
Well, see that it's heavy gaslighting. Heavy gaslighting.
Do you have kids outside that you don't know about?
Oh, there's a strong possibility. But it'd be crazy for that person not to have surfaced to get a paycheck by now. Like, what are they waiting on? For me to hit like my second stride with this show?
This show's going to be amazing.
I know, but we have to end this interview because they had to turn the air conditioner off for us to do the interview. And now it's like, it's gotten warm.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to ask you
to leave. Okay.
Thank you very much for being here. I will take almost everything you said into consideration, and I will try to maybe take a little more time out for my own mental well-being in the future. Sincerely.
Okay.
All right. Tosh Show. Well, Carl, I'm fixed. Rosie did it. Thank you for being on the show, Rosie. That was eye-opening. I hope I can evolve as a person. Oh, God. That is a tough pill to swallow. I'll be doing stand-up in Reno, and check out boyswearpink.com if you have a toddler in your life. Before we get out of here, as you may know, I recorded my son for 1 year of his life. When he was 3 years old, I recorded him telling me a bedtime story every night that he just made up. And then Eddie over there animated it. And now you're going to watch it. See you next week. Tell me one scary story.
Okay.
Okay.
One day, deep down a big hole with a big lion. And it was not a tiny one. It was a big lion. The end.
This is not scary. This is a hole, and there's a big lion in it. Goofball. Tosh Show. Tosh Show. Tosh Show for show.